Hello, hello, hello. Hey y'all, what's happening? What's happening? What's up? How y'all doing? Thanks for coming through. Happy Thursday. Happy almost Friday. How about that? How about instead of call it Thursday, we call it almost Friday or we call it pre-Friday. I remember when I used to like live for Fridays specifically. Man, when I was much younger, if it was even raining like this Arctic River, we would have found our way to a nice, good club dance floor, okay? And made that good club dance floor our home for the remainder of the evening, okay? Right? But thanks for coming through to LRGA Curves today. Make sure you smash that like button, smash the subscribe button if you haven't already. Ring my bell, so you can get notified when I upload videos and all that jazz. Okay? Yeah. So I was in here singing earlier today, and I have Milo's ears back, y'all. He was pacing back and forth like something was very wrong. Because I dance and I sing the same, like nobody's watching, and I don't care. Okay? Okay? And sometimes Milo gets a little, can I get out of the room now? Can you let me out, Mom? I'll scratch on the door when I think you calm down. Okay, go out then. Go. Go. The door's open, fool. Go. What you waiting for? What you waiting for? You don't want to go? I stopped singing. Now you don't want to go nowhere? Huh? Huh? I love you too. Okay, you can stay, but don't be all standing. Look, that's the last time. He's such a puppy. I love Milo so much. He's so sweet. Oh, Milo's a sweet doggy. Yes, he's a sweet doggy. Yes, he's sweet. Yes. Okay, bye-bye. I don't want any licks. You know I'm not into that. Okay. So, you guys, yeah, thanks for coming through. We are going to get right into Shirts Off to Medicine Edition. The players on the versus teams. I was thinking since they had done Team Sharks, Team. See, look at you. Look at you. You crazy. I just had the door open for you, crazy. I did. And now you want me to go over there and open it again? Okay, I'm not letting you back in here. You are not coming back in for real, for real. For real, for real, for real. Okay. Get out. Peace. Peace. There's things for you to inspect. I know. He's such a crazy dog. Okay. So in today's Shirts Off edition, the players in our versus, since they did Team Shark, Team Goldfish, Team Starfish, and what was the other team? Guppies or something like that. I was thinking we could do Team Snakes and Team Monkey Wrench. How do you guys feel about that? Can I get a 1 in the chat if that's agreeable? And if not, you can put the teams that we think that they should be and how we think they should be divvied up. Yeah. So on Team Snake, we have Dr. G's forehead's vein that obviously pops out when things are happening. He looks stressed, you guys. Dr. G looks so stressed this entire episode. Did you guys see the way he was treating Sweet Tea? Look, I feel so sorry for her. I'm going to call her real name. Sweet Tea. I'll go ahead and call her Sweet Tea right now because he was talking to her so mean. Look, I'm all team girl. And you're not going to sit there and like totally disrespect her on TV like that, bruh. That's like, that's janky boots. For us to be able to witness what Quad said happened, what everybody else thought may not have happened, or was like, I don't know exactly what happened. And for her to have held in all of this time and be able to say it to the person that it happened from and feel safe enough because her man, King, was there with all of his 12-packness. Yeah, I know a 12-pack when I see one because you can have 6, but then you have the obliques and, where the male fupa, if there's no fupa, then there's an Adonis belt. And we know that that adds an extra chisel. That is counted as a pack, if you know what I mean. So, I mean, that's why I was like, shirts off, bruh, shirts off, okay? Because all the shirts that can be off, okay? Okay. So, anyway, Dr. G was really upset, you guys. And I was over at Dr. Heavenly's Patreon the other day, and she was like, can you stop sharing my shit? I was like, fine. But now she ran to the streets and told somebody exactly what she's mentioned in the Patreon. So now I feel comfortable sharing it with you because now she mentioned it. She just mentioned it. She did it. So now that the cat's out of the bag, I'm willing to, like, I just wasn't trying to forego her. So on Team Snake, it's Dr. G's vein and Phaedra's wig. And you see her cute little snake. I gave her a cute little pink snake to match her lip gloss. She got a pink snake. And to match Chic's pink shorts. Because she's so fashionable. And then on Team Monkey Wrench. Oops. Wait, where'd you go? On Team Monkey Wrench, we have this shirt off on King. And we have this shirt off. Oops. Come on, Larja. And we have this shirt off on Appolo. Okay. And they're Team Monkey Wrench because they threw a monkey wrench in all their plans to try to outshine them, plot against them, have them look in a kind of way. Okay. And that's just allegedly, in my opinion. I don't have a banner on this, but know that everything I say here on LRGA Curves is allegedly, in my opinion, for entertainment purposes. And under the Copyright Act of 1976, with Section 107, for fair use. Okay? Okay. Glad we got that out of the way. Back to Team Shirts Off. Can we get an amen for shirts off? Ooh-wee, ooh-wee. I sound like Toya, don't I? I'm enjoying this way too much. Wink, wink. If you know what I mean. I am enjoying this episode as much as Toya. Okay? Like, Toya was admiring them so much. I bet she went and smashed she went and smashed Eugene that night and, like, had her hand over his face and was just doing him, right? I don't know. Maybe it's part of their warm-up or whatever, because that was like outright. Anyway, it's cute. I love it. I love if you can be yourself in front of the person that loves you, because that's real love, So if he knows Toya's attracted to shirts off and can't not talk about him like she's Rue from freaking the Golden Girls, then all for it. Okay. Anyway, Team Monkey Wrench. So we are going to talk about the why and the when Gregory got mad, because that vein in his head was apparent at the 15 times versus 2 times session of the vibe check when we saw the flame upon his head. Remember the flame upon his head from Dr. G? When he was like literally sitting there looking like I was having one of my heat flashes. Okay. Right? He was literally steaming, and then they had that flame coming off behind him. I was like, ooh, what a wonderful shot of reality. So anyway, as it turns out, Dr. G had been mad, y'all. So that little tension that you felt when Quad sat down with her fabulous turban wrap thing around her head and her Diana Ross waves. And she sat down, and you knew he inhaled so deep when she sat down. He was like, he was remembering all of that. He was. He's so, yeah. Anyway. So, and then we're going to see about Sweet Tea, man. I mean, poor Sweet Tea. I'm like, Sweet Tea, sorrowful Sweet Tea. It was really sad to see him treat her like that. And then blame her for his treatment of her. Even in his apology, he was like, but I said don't talk. Dude, he's a whole psychiatrist. He knows how to take a freaking accountability. And if he doesn't feel like taking a freaking accountability, then don't say nothing at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, what was that half-assedness? Okay. I'm feeling like, me personally, allegedly, and in my opinion, based off of what I know to be, um, you know, a red flag in a situation for partnership romantically, that him poking her with that 2 times board, jabbing her in front of all those people. I said it in my last video. I felt like I was witnessing something that I was like, dude, there's like 8 other men just sitting here letting it happen. So we're going to find out actually that Cecil had to get up, y'all. And the reason that Greg was getting chased on the beach was because he was cussing out Quad, y'all. He was cussing out 2 women simultaneously in front of 8 other men, to the point where he had to almost get handled. And then we gonna find out that the vein in his forehead, when he's getting talked to about calling the police on King, and something about 90 days. What? That is such a Mitch ass move. Oh my gosh. Mitch much? Mitch much? Mitch much. Oh my God. Really, on national TV, that's how you want to come off, Dr. G? So it was okay last season when you and Sweet Tea was like doing all your confessionals. You know all that stuff was going to get heard later. You was doing a high key aggressive confessionals against Quad last season. Blah blah this, blah blah that. Snicker snicker, laugh laugh. And now here she come with 18 pack, and you talk shit, cuss her out, whine, cuss your wife out, whine some more, then double down because now you don't want to be a punk. So the next day when they're on the beach and Cecil's like, oh, let all that go, because what we didn't see, what got left on the editing room floor, is that Cecil had to get up because when he was telling Sweet Tea, shut up, you talk too much. We thought he was kind of talking to Sweet Tea. Well, actually, I kind of thought he was talking to Quad, but I was like, King didn't do anything, so he must not have been talking to Quad, because I literally thought King didn't do anything. But we're going to find out how not only did Toya suggest that Quad should throw the baby shower, but then it was Toya who was stirring so much that that's what finally got Dr. G to explode the way he did. So all this, like, Dr. Heavenly asked a question and sat the people where they did. That's another thing. I'm not exactly sure that she sat the people there exactly right there. But that's where they ended up after she said she had arranged the seating. So I'm not exactly sure about that part. But the questions are just questions. I thought those were cute questions. Those are like newlywed questions from the Newlyweds Game, remember? They were soft questions. It wasn't all that. I mean, because last time, remember, everybody was so mad because she was like, Toya, do you love your husband? Why do you treat him like that? And everybody was like, oh, that's so deep. So this time they're keeping it all light and there's still a problem? Really? You guys have to decide what you really, really want from people and then know what to do with it when you get it. Because, yeah, back to Team Snake. So we have Dr. G, who has, oh, right on. Thank you for being a 12-month curvy DT. I love you. Thank you. Right on. Yeah, you've been with me like since day one. Since day one. I love you so much. I appreciate you for being here. Thanks so much. You guys, look, I'm so like, oh, I gotta get back on my train. Wait. Oh, but it's way up the track and I don't run fast. Wait a second, y'all. Choo choo. So, okay. So Dr. G and Sweet Tea were fine last season when Quad was single mingle on the show, or so they thought. Right? So now she has 18-pack and Dr. G is blowing gaskets that look like he wears pet snakes. in his skull cap. And he yelled at Quad, you guys, when we saw the episode this Sunday. And he was like, "You talk too much." He was talking to Quad. So the next day when they're on the sandbar and Cecil walks over in the extended trailer and says, "Oh, can we just squash what happened last night?" He said, Dr. G and King are like, "No." Because Dr. G got up and was like, "What you gonna do?" I said what I said. And then he ran away. I mean, in true Mitch fashion. Team shirts off, had to go chasing, and I guess he could run fast because he got pretty far before Sheik had to come between them. And they were in Florida, remember? So I'm not sure exactly when. I'm not positive when Dr. G called the po-po on King and then got a restraining order on King. And then something about jail time in 90 days or 30 days or something like that wanted to be put on him. All because Quad is getting blown out 15 times a week because King has major wood. Doesn't he have major wood energy? Quad is chopping wood 15 times a week with King. Okay? 15 times a week with King. Chopping wood. It had G so vexed. He's such a freaking manipulative, narcissistic, emotionally controlling, borderline. I don't want to say it, but look, that's high key control freak tactics, and not in a sexy kind of way. It's like all Mitch, okay? Like he is literally calling the police because Quad gets wood 15 times a week. 15 is what has him vexed. But like I said, we're going to find out he was actually vexed before that. Remember when he jumped on the paddleboard and he was so focused? He was so focused. Like one of those little kids is like, "I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm doing so good. I'm doing so good." And he had on his glasses. Remember, he left his shades on and everything. Remember? And he was out there and he was like, I'm going. And then he fell. And he lost his glasses. And he had trouble getting back on the board. And Dr. Damon lost to help him. His friend who don't even want to send him patients no more because his wife talks so much shit that she can't take it when she gets anything said back to her. Then it's her mental health problem. And oh, she's so mean, I'm getting bullied problem. Please. With the amount of shit that Sweet and Sour is still talking to this day, she wants what she gets. She wants all the smoke and fire she gets. She is not a victim. She is like super duper far from a victim. For real, for real. She talks a gang of shit. Okay? And she should be talking shit to Dr. G because we saw him poke her with a 2 times board, tell her to shut the fuck up, and tell his wife to his ex-wife to shut the fuck up, and then blame her for his actions because she talked to Quad, and that's what happens when you do what I tell you not to do. And then yelled at her. So he was verbally abusive, allegedly. And then he threw in emotional abuse by abandoning her in his group of friends that he just embarrassed her in. And she's running around a resort looking for his ass. Getting sent to voicemail looking for his ass. after Cecil had to go and have him stop talking to her a certain kind of way? And I know a lot of people have issues with Quad, let's say, with a lot of things, but let's say Quad in this instance. A lot of people want this to all be Quad's fault. And it's not Quad's fault. Greg did what he did to Quad. It's not Quad's fault. He don't want to hear about it. Because she has every right to talk about what the fuck she wants to talk about in the mirror motherfucking cup. It's called the First Amendment right. This is the first time that she's been around the man that she said has abused her. And the episode where she was at the reunion and they did the one-on-one and she said what he did to her. And they both happened to wear blue, even though they weren't together. They were still color coordinated. Remember? And she said what she endured at him. And then he was like, but you did something to me too. A whole man with balls and scrotums answered to the physical abuse of pushing her down or whatever it was that she said he did, was like, oh, you did something to me too. Bitch. Really? Really? And then she leaves his ass while he's still begging her to have babies. And she moves on. Single. Both of them are single. Nobody was saying she wanted him back then. Nobody was saying Quad was wanting Greg back then. Everybody saw exactly why she could have possibly left his freaking high-pitched, helium-sounding ass voice. Can you imagine the sex they might have had before she stopped having sex with him for 3 years before they got divorced? And they were what, married? They were together for what, 12 years or something? So this is my impression of Dr. G and having sex. Okay. And I'm going to go with Sweet Tea because it's weird to put it with Quad at this point. So him and Sweet Tea in the bedroom. Oh, baby, come over here. You know I like it when you do that. Oh, roll the way you roll. Oh, yeah, girl. Oh, yeah, girl. You know I like it like that. Come on over here and give daddy what he want. Give daddy what he want. Come on, give it to sugar daddy. Oh, yeah. Oh, Sweet Tea, yeah. Oh, right there, girl. Right there, girl. Sweet Tea. Sweet Tea. Doesn't that sound weird? That's not sexy time to me. I prefer bass in a voice most occasions. I mean, when bass should be there, and I feel like Dr. G should have way more bass than helium. And he doesn't. So him and himself is like, shut the fuck up. You talk too much. And has to get handled by Cecil. The next day he gets chased down the beach by King. But he was mad after he fell off the paddleboard, y'all. He was mad when he fell off the paddleboard. Dr. Heavenly told us that he went over to the side and held his head and put a towel over his head and was like crying because he didn't win and because he lost like that. He had like an emotional moment after that. So when they get to the vibe check situation, when they arrive to the vibe check, they are already salty. There's already a little edge with G sitting where he was sitting. So when he blows up, it's accumulation of everything from when he fell off the freaking thing. And it's no excuse. It's just an indication of how the psychiatrist, I forget which one he is often, whatever he is, the mind doctor that he is playing mind games to a degree. He knows what the fuck to do. He should have went to his room and had a moment or something, or stayed up in his room instead of, why does he think as a head doctor that he should get to poke his new wife with a 2x board and tell his old wife in front of her new boo that gives her hot wood 15 times a week to shut the fuck up. She talks too much because she's expressing herself about what you put her through, snakehead. He doesn't have any right to tell her to shut the fuck up. Who the fuck is Dr. G? And you guys are saying that she was being disrespectful. There was a lot of stuff that was cut out. He was being disrespectful. He was sitting there talking to women like that. A man is still a man, right? A man is still a man. Or no, it's a chair is still a chair. Yeah, whatever. A man is still a man. But he's doing a lot of Mitch tendencies. Because how are you yelling at this woman in front of all these people and then blaming her because you can't control your temper, psychiatrist? What's the psychology in that? And then blaming Quad because you know how she is. I know how she is. I could have told you all of this. That's why I didn't want you talking. So trying to control Quad, trying to control Sweetie, and failing to control yourself, snakehead. But everybody has a problem with Quad. What needs to happen in a motherfucking car is when a man want to act like a man, we treat him like a man, and he takes accountability and puts that shit on his own shoulders like a man with the nuts God gave him, instead of allowing him to turn around and blame Quad for whatever she said that was her truth of an experience with that fool. But no, blame Quad. I see. That's a motherfucking problem. That's why we get what we get, y'all. How is Quad the problem for saying what he did? The problem is that it's taken us this long to find it out in front of him and in front of the people that he's been still kicking it with. And you guys are like, she's jealous of this? Really? She's jealous of a Mitch that would call the popo on her 16-pack 15 times a week wood chopping partner? What? But Quad's the problem. You guys don't see that he has a temper? Like, this doesn't scream. What Quad said she endured, we're seeing it right now. I'm actually, for one, happy that Quad was so triggered enough to actually share, and we caught a glimpse into what she could have possibly experienced. For all the naysayers who would be like, Quad's putting too much on it, you know, yeah, she's probably just saying it. She's pow. Don't believe Quad. Just look at how. Yeah. What the fuck? With all the stuff not to believe in the world, how about believe Quad when she says what she endured at his hands? And she doesn't have to be totally healed from it to be over him completely. She can be over him completely and still be triggered when she's sitting in his proximity and he starts loud talking, getting snotty with her, getting all sassy, getting sassy pants with her. He used to talk to her crazy when they were married. That's why she left. You don't get to talk to me crazy like any kind of way now. I'm due the common respect that you would give a white man on the street, Dr. G, at this point. I mean, I'm just saying, are you going up to white men telling them to shut the fuck up for telling you some shit you don't feel like hearing? Or do you just do that to black women in your life, Dr. G? I'm not wondering. I saw it on TV. And I am so relieved to find out that one of the 8 men sitting around actually got up and intervened, and it was Cecil. He felt like things were getting too much. And so he went over right in time when Toya was saying, oh, he was talking to Quad. He was talking to Quad. Okay. Okay. And then what they cut out is that Dr. G and Dr. G and King have words right there before everybody left, before he yelled at Sweet Tea at the elevator. He has a displaced projection type anger problem. It's either displaced or he's projecting it on the wrong person. Zero accountability from the good doctor, from the good mind doctor. I don't know what his patients are doing. I hope they okay. I'm not sure. People say they wouldn't go to Dr. Heavenly because they see the way she acts on TV. I definitely wouldn't go to Dr. G, who's a mind doctor, seeing all the gas he can fill a room with when he's lighting it and seeing this freaking mind bend fuck shit he does to his wife on TV. I would not. No. Sorry. I just kind of wouldn't. I would like read the Yelp, and depending on the price, I might go and experience it. I don't know. But that's was a lot of mind fucking going on in that episode. So then we're going to find out about the Phaedra tension. And also on Team Monkey Wrench, we're going to find out how, remember a couple of episodes ago, had Dr. Heavenly, when she was getting ready to pack, she's like, oh, I invited Appolo. And we saw that part of the conversation. Also part of that conversation was that she was like, I also invited his wife. And to which Phaedra said, oh, I already knew Appolo was coming. I know everything. He doesn't make any moves that I don't know about, but he not bringing his wife. He not about to do that. So then we see at the vibe check, she was on the phone with Appolo and he was like, yeah, I'm on my way. And he was like, no, my wife's not coming. But then Phaedra comes downstairs with Sheik. And so between the time Sheik got downstairs and the next day when Appolo arrives, his wife, who Phaedra claims was his side chick while they were married, shows up. Him and Appolo shake hands because, you know, that's what men can do. They can shake hands. Him and Sheik shake hands. And then him and Phaedra have words. Okay. But then you know what happens? What really, really happens? What we hope we get to see that happens is that his new wife, Shireen, eats Phaedra up and spits her out, you guys. We even found out that Phaedra does all her shit talking mumbling under her breath, the way that we see, like in a couple of scenes, you see Phaedra, like, she's like, and then she'll like just kind of say something under her breath sideways, right? Like barely moving her lips. But then they turn up the mics. And an example of that is when the ladies are entering the Bridgerton season finale party and Dr. Heavenly was coming down the stairs. She was only talking to Dr. Damon when she was like, what they put these stairs here for? But they turned it up. They turned up the mics. And so, yeah. So, but Cherie tells a lot of stuff. Oh my God. And you guys, guess what? So you know how the people thought that Phaedra possibly knows Sheik? Well, yeah, allegedly she does know Sheik. That's what Dr. Heavenly thinks also. And remember how Sheik was like, oh yeah, I know your ex-husband. He's like, who are you again? And then he's like, but I know your ex-husband and his new wife very, very well because Sheik dates Shireen's sister. Oh my God, it's like something on Vanderpump Rules is happening all of a sudden. Okay, so Sheik turns out to be community peen that spends Thanksgiving with Appolo and Shireen many consecutive years while he was dating Shireen, sister. Okay, you guys. So you guys, yes, dates Shireen's sister, spends holidays with Appolo Nida and his wife Shireen. So I'm thinking maybe she called them and was like, okay, guys, I'm on the plane. And she's like, where are you going? He's like, oh, Phaedra invited me to da-da-da. She's like, that bitch. You know, she was going to have my husband out there. I could just picture the conversation. Because if you come over for Thanksgiving and you used to bone my sister, then I know I'm going to find out about a trip that she invited you to be on a couple's trip. And my husband's going there too. Why aren't you going? Oh, well, she said that she wasn't going to bring. No, I'm going. So this is all a fucking plotted setup, you guys. Not on Apollo's part. Appolo was almost bamboozled by Phaedra. So then in the super trailer where she's like telling Dr. Jackie, who she refused to film with Dr. Heavenly after that, you guys. And then she's all telling Dr. Jackie that she would only film with Dr. Jackie, and told Dr. Jackie that it was her fault because she didn't control Heavenly, and refused to film with Dr. Heavenly because Heavenly was like, we already had a whole conversation, Phaedra. You knew he was coming. You said surprise the ladies. You knew Sheik already. You knew Sheik knew Appolo. You knew Appolo said he wasn't going to bring nobody because you wasn't bringing nobody. Then for you to bring somebody, for him to decide to bring, so that's not my fault. But she's trying to make it out that Dr. Heavenly is somehow trying to set her up with Appolo and the new wife, which she already had information that, for one, the new wife was invited. Okay? You guys. Team Snake is treachery. Watch your ankles. Don't want to, unless you're on the blink twice island, go barefoot and run in the grass so you can wake the fuck up. It's the only way to wake up and blink twice is when the snake bites you or you drink the snake venom from the lady in the hut. Those who know. Okay, I think I had a couple other things before we go to the thing. Oh, yeah. And then I was thinking last video, I was like, the way Phaedra was acting on Married to Medicine, she uses everything as a stepping stone. She's very meticulous and plotted, I feel like. So in 2022, Phaedra Parks ended up on the July 6th episode of Real Housewives of Dubai after meeting with Chanel Ayan and Caroline Brooks and asking them, can she be on the show? They worked her in, they got her on the show, and then she turned around, I told you guys, and said that that was the worst franchise, right? And that was when she had dubbed the Real Housewives of the Atlanta. Remember? The Titanic. And everybody was like, oh, she said it's the Titanic, and she wouldn't go back to the Titanic, a sinking ship, remember? So that was her first in after her 5-year benching period, back to Bravo. And at that time, Candy was still very much on the Real Housewives of Atlanta in 2022. Also in 2022, she filmed the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip. Okay? So it aired on July 6th, the Dubai episode. And then she filmed Ultimate Girls Trip in July 2022. And then this show for Married to Medicine, she's been on now for 2024 and 2025 and 2023. Yeah. So everything has been like a stepping stone back to Real Housewives of Atlanta. And I was trying to see if her fake outrage at Dr. Heavenly to use against the network as a reason to not participate on the show in her contract could coincide with the news that Kandi was leaving the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So when did that happen? Because they had their Bridgerton party in July 2024, and she announced that she was going to be Real Housewives of Atlanta also in July of 2024. So I'm wondering if she had been working on this the whole time behind the scenes. Anyway, you guys, that was just a little rabbit hole. Let me share this video with you over here. Let me see. Because I already told you about how Appolo Nida shows up because of the Sheik being there. And the agreement was, so I guess it's true, him and Phaedra do talk like that, where she knows everything he doing. I know everything. But so for Phaedra to fake it like Dr. Heavenly's Dr. Devilly, or is trying to cause her harm or set her up, is ridiculous, because it's even on camera that you knew he was coming. And also in that conversation was the fact that Shireen was invited. And then we have Dr. G and his vein situation, which had been happening since the paddle boards, when he fell off and lost his Gucci glasses. And because Sweet and Sour was saying on her live that he was really upset, and they had actually spent some time out there looking for his Gucci glasses. They were at the bottom of whatever that water source that was. And then we're going to see in the next episode, Adonis belts and six packs everywhere. And and King is not cool with Dr. G going ape shit like that. Lost his freaking mind. And then we're going to have this whole thing play out. Now, what do you guys think? I'm thinking that Sheik might be the culprit in all of this. He might have just wanted some airtime. Maybe Sheik is actually playing Phaedra, you guys. Maybe Sheik is the sharpest knife in the drawer. Maybe Sheik wanted airtime. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe Sheik wanted some airtime, you guys. Because how does a person who visits your ex-wife, Sheik goes over to Appolo and Shireen's house for Thanksgiving and was smashing Shireen's sister. So could it have all been a setup on all three of their sides? Or just is Sheik looking for an end to some camera time? Because at the Thanksgiving dinners, he sees how Appolo gets noticed everywhere or something. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly who made this little scene be able to happen. Or is it Phaedra's work and Phaedra was doing it as PR on her way out of Married to Medicine and onto Real Housewives of the Titanic? What do you guys think? Yeah, he has a white girlfriend. Yeah, Shireen's sister. That's what I'm saying. And I don't know if Shireen is full on white, but they're saying that he could be a community peen situation actually. But Dr. Heavenly is the one that told us all of this. So let me pull that up real quick. Is that this one right here? Yeah. So share this screen. Thanks for coming through. Thanks for smashing that like button, smashing the subscribe button, and ringing the bell on your way in. Before I let this play, I'm going to get it up, but before I let it play, let me come over here and look at your comments. I'm going to start from the bottom and go up. Yeah, Shriek has a white girlfriend. Dr. G was mad he lost those glasses. Exactly. Bravo probably brought Phaedra out of her contract, but she made a really big deal about it too. I remember Dr. Heavenly had a live a while ago and spilled a little preseason tea about how she worked those white boys at the network. And used the situation at the finale to, like, basically, because I had heard allegedly Phaedra had something like a 3-year contract allegedly with Married to Medicine. So she could have used the situation to broker a contract break or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. Phaedra was sick of Married to Medicine ladies because she was always, yeah, she's always been ready to go back to the Real Housewives of the Titanic. But Faye is also coming back this season of Real Housewives of the Titanic too. Exactly. Bravo probably bought her out. I can't wait until the next show because King is going after Dr. G, and he was so scared he called the police. That's what I'm saying. I just don't believe that he did it. I feel sorry for Sweet Tea, but and all she had to do, right? Right? But that's her immaturity. Some people can just shut up and take it. I don't know. She just was like, I can't not say anything. Not borrowing from Southern Charm and, yeah, Vanderpump Rulings. Yes, yes. I'm telling you. I'm like, who's smashing who over here, right? Remember when Dr. G cheated on Quad and the side quit chick said it was little? Yeah, like allegedly the Osmonds, what's that boy's name? Jared Osmond allegedly has micropene over there on Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Yeah. Wait, I thought they separated Apollo and Shireen. Well, maybe they are now in this. They weren't in July when this got filmed, July of last year, 2024. I agree with some of your comments, but not all of them. I know, Zelene. I love you. Thanks for coming through, Zelene Turner. Yeah, you are still here to support me all the time. I appreciate you so much. Dr. G is so crazy. He didn't know that Quad has a man like that, right? And he wanted Quad. He thought he was going to make somebody jealous with Sweet Tea. That did not work. Quad did not miss a beat. She been dating old boy for like, it had been 15 months in that episode, right? Yeah, Quad and Dr. G should have never gotten married, especially if they had an issue before they got married. And that's what some of the stuff that Quad was saying. She's like, we should have never been together. Never. But God sent this man to me now, and I'm going to have his babies. Ha! And we chop wood 15 times a week, and I'm going to have all his babies from my womb. She spoke an entire word over her life, right? I really feel T can be around Quad. Yep, Dr. G is the one with the problem. Yes, yes. You're not late. You're always on time, Bonita. Yes. Yes. I disagree with how Dr. G talked to Sweet Tea. It was high-key abusive to me, you guys, allegedly. Right, Zelene Turner? Him getting upset about that is where I believe the aggression started. I don't know why he's afraid of Quad and T having a conversation. Exactly. So he's been sitting around. Imagine everybody's dated an asshole once, right? And then may have had a friend or an acquaintance who then dated the asshole, right? And if you guys ever talk and compare asshole notes, doesn't the asshole always hate that? So of course he's been villainizing Quad to Sweet Tea, talking about she's negative, she's a hood rat, she's this, she's that, you can't trust her, she's just drama, just all of this stuff to Sweet Tea to impair an unbiased, naturally formed relationship between his past and his present, because he knows he is still flawed. How about that? Did I say that right? Definitely given a minute and 30 seconds tops. Oh my gosh, do you guys watch All the Queen's Men? That show is so dirty. Oh, I love it. Anyway, so All the Queen's Men, Bolo from Real Housewives of the Titanic, remember the season it sank, was partly because Ken was running around telling everything that was going on behind the freaking Iron Curtain. Literally, they had like metal blinds and they had closed the blinds. And then Ken came out the next day and was like, and I can smell Badowski and I heard moans and just ruined everything and told that Bolo was in there with his 85 freaking inches doing all kinds of things to allegedly Tanya and Portia. Remember that all? And she ruined it, and that's when the Titanic started bursting. I mean, and plus it was post Nene. But Bolo, he be over there on All the Queen's Men, and it's a BET show, and Christian Keys wrote it and directs it, but Tyler Perry got his fingers in it. But they don't repeat themselves like a regular Tyler Perry something. It moves along very fastly. Anyway, so on that show, they had Big D, one of the new strippers. He was always hitting on Dime, the MC. And in his shorts, they are always showing like, I mean, I'm like, is that like a pint-sized water bottle you have in your pants, sir? You know what I'm saying? Because this is only, oh no, this is 1.5 pints. But so he must have like a 4-pint bottle in his pants. Because just a regular old Crystal Geyser bottle is not what these dudes are packing over there on the freaking on the freaking All the Queen's Men show. You guys really need to go check that show out if you like naughty stuff. Anyway, so he's all packing like that, right? And he's always hitting on this girl Dime. And so finally one day she gives in and they do it and they're on stage and it literally only lasted a minute and 30 seconds. It was so disappointing, but I'm pretty sure she ended up pregnant from it because the rubber broke, because maybe it wasn't a Magnum. But yeah. But did you know that rubbers are so freaking flexible that you can wear them as a sock? So I guess it has to be in the technique of unrolling and rolling them. But yeah, Magnum can fit on a foot, believe it or not. Don't ask me how I know shit. Okay, don't ask me how I know. A whole male psychiatrist at that. Exactly. Quad tried to hug him last season. She crashed their wedding. Don't believe Quad. You know, one who cares. I love you and me. And one who cares. We're over this black lady has a channel in these YouTube streets. It's called Cooking in Pat's Kitchen or something like that. Or Cooking in the Kitchen with Pat. It's a cute little channel. And she does all this healthy cooking and stuff. But we were over there the other day. And I don't feel like that is true. I feel like yeah, Quad knew what she was doing to him and was playing in their face last season. Yeah, so what? She did not crash their wedding. She's on a show. They invited her to the wedding. And did you guys know that when she showed up at the baby shower, it was Dr. Heavenly that jumped up and greeted her, but it was your guys' favorite Phaedra, who had invited her, you guys. She didn't even get any smoke for that. Nope. She let all the other people get all the smoke for her inviting Quad, you guys. She invited Quad. Yep, sure did. So all that crashing stuff, nope, she was invited. And yep, sure did. So exactly, Zelene Turner. Nida Believe. Okay, Zelene Turner, they are. I don't think Dr. G should have come back because he can't handle it. I agree with the other couples. Quad was very disrespectful, Nida Believe said. She did a bit too much. You know what? I feel like she was triggered. She had an emotional moment, and I feel like the world needs to allow Black women to emote emotions beyond anger, and she had been triggered by him saying his stuff. He might have been sitting behind there saying, we don't know what the 7 minutes we got of all the other stuff that was said along with the drinks. I'm giving Quad all the grace because this is hard for her too, to navigate all those feelings of ugh from being with a person like Dr. G and to be around the magnificence of freaking King. I'm sure she was like, ugh, and I put up with you talking to me like that and da 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 da. And so, yeah. Let me start playing this. Let me get to playing this shit. Where'd it go? Okay, play.
When my man comes see me twice, if somebody comes see me twice, that's my man. That I don't know what they think. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But if you come see me twice, that's my man. I'm just gonna. You wasted your $5. Can move that on. But my whole thing is, why would I be pressed? I don't give a damn who Phaedra brings. But since you said it, I'm gonna go and put it out there. Phaedra already knew damn that chick. She knew him before the fucking feed dated, and she knew he was Apollo's friend. Now, she was trying to get a lick back just like Queen was trying to get a lick back. The problem was, this was the problem. The problem was, Appolo found out. So then he brings his wife. And his wife cursed the fuck Phaedra out. Okay, I'm just lay it out. Because I don't even give a damn no more. Because you piss me off, toxic, whatever your name is. Why would I be pressed? But honestly, I don't care who Phaedra brought. But I was glad that she brought a date because last time she sat around by herself and you could tell she was kind of uncomfortable. That she was on a couple's trip by herself. So I'm glad the man want to get his name out there in the world, and that it's a fake ass relationship, but he's trying to promote his businesses per what they say he said. And I'm glad that maybe he can get some recognition on the show because that's why he's here, no other reason. I really don't think she's interested in this dude. However, at the episode, because I don't know, she sure kissed his ass. She tongued that brother Tucker because I was like, oh, Appolo ain't here yet, but Appolo ain't here yet. I'm going backwards. Listen, let me come back because she kissed him in front of Appolo. Tongue. And I was sitting there like, I'm a dentist. And there's so much bacteria. You don't know where that man funky ass hands been. Look like he got them long fingers that been up in somebody's coochie. He gonna let him feed her and then he gonna kiss her. Okay. The bitch said I'll call her Faye. Okay, that's not her name. Okay. I'm all on the wrong damn episode. But anyway, so we playing games. Say Phaedra's gonna play with herself. Okay. And we get the game started. Now, my questions was easy. Let's go get to the nitty gritty. My questions was real easy, okay? First of all, when did you take to seal the deal? Now, and you know Quad, my girl, but I gotta tell the truth to shame the devil. Quad was drunk boots. Whatever she was drinking, I was making the rum punches. Like I made some of the rum punches, but the alcohol was flowing and Quad was drinking it. People said he blamed himself because he was actually pouring more liquor in her thing. I don't think she drinks that kind of liquor or something because it must have snuck up on her because I'm sitting there like, okay, this game is.
And can I just say also real quick, we're going to hear some more hot tea, but can I just also say that for the people who are like, oh, King should take that as a red flag that Quad showed her ass like that. That is actually, I feel like the way King responded by not responding or judging her and by just being there for her shows the security he has in his wood and his 18 pack that, and I feel like it vindicated Quad and any part that could have been like, I wonder, was it really that bad? Like if he ever questioned anything that Quad ever told him about what she endured at the hands of G, to see him poke that woman with the board and yell at her, and then I'm sure they found out that he ditched her after yelling at her and chastising her like that and blaming her. The look on his face, I told you guys in the last video, I don't think that King liked even seeing Sweet Tea get talked to like that by G. And to think that his woman he now loves for 15 months used to get treated like that by that high pitch ass voice. Really? I would be mad too. That you have the nerve to sit here and treat the next woman the way you used to treat my beautiful queen. But no, everybody's just mad at Quad and want her now to lose her new man and want him to be all as insecure as Dr. G's I call the police after I start shit. And now see, he's married to the white one. He's married to the right one because Sweet Tea be crying after some gang of shit she talks too. She be crying. Oh, they said things about me. Forget what she said about them. They said things about me, but don't forget what I said. And she married to a man that'll talk shit and then call the police after he talks shit and yells at women and physically pokes them with boards and shit. Then he calls the police on the men that check him about doing that shit.
Kind of fucking bored but let me ask these damn ignorant ass questions, okay? And then, so I just asked what kind of parent somebody be. And then she just laid in the king like this is the best man I ever had, and I never had a man like this. And I swear for Jesus, I don't know what y'all saw on TV, but you could tell Greg started shrinking in his chair. Shrinking. And Quad was just going, and I don't know who brought up a baby shower. I think it was Toya. Toya said something about a baby shower. And then Quad looks back at him and say, ooh, I'm for the lumps first. I want y'all to have a baby or something. She was like, I'm for the lumps and I'm going to pay for your baby shower. Then they started talking about how many times a month, how many times a week you have whoopee. Okay, so Jackie, you know they ain't doing nothing, okay? She tried to say one to save the face, okay? Simone said two. Their husbands probably told the truth. They said zero. Now, the fuck part that y'all missed was we were playing the game too. I don't know why they didn't show our questions because I asked us, because I looked over at Damon shit, and Damon said we do it 4 times a week. Boy, that tickled me so. Don't ask me that. 4 times a week, shit.
4 times a week.
Look, if you get 4 times a month, every other month. But anyway, I thought it was tickled because Damon had told her tail because he said 4 times, okay? So 4 times a month. I mean a week. Well, probably a month. Probably a year. But okay. So we were playing. And then, so I don't know why Quad kept it going. I guess she was drunk.
I'm trying to get to the why Greg was mad part.
Like, I got my whole life for Quad. I do not think that Sweet Tea was offended initially at all. And then, but she looked at her husband, and that's when she kind of got upset. Now, what kicked all this off, and y'all, I don't know what they showed or what they played or what they gonna play. Toya started all of this shit because Dr. G was trying to grin and bear it. I really couldn't see Dr. G that much. So when Quad was talking her shit about her man, Damon was over here. He could see Dr. G. So when I was laughing, Damon said, stop laughing because this is serious. And I said, we all drinking, we having fun. I thought it was funny. I really did. Now, maybe I ain't a good judge of character or nothing. Don't talk about me. But when she was talking about throw that ass because it didn't have nothing to do with what we was talking about. And at that point, I know Quad very well. I've been knowing Quad 12, 13 years. I knew she was drunk. And so when she gets drunk and then she turned around, Toya said, I feel uncomfortable. Dr. G, I'm ad-libbing. I ain't verbatim. I'm not quoting. You know what I'm saying? But she was like, Dr. G, are you uncomfortable? And then so Quad said uncomfortable, and she started saying, and then Sweet Tea said something like he wanted out of that marriage anyway. What did she say that for? Because Quad turned around and she was like, oh no, he didn't. He begged for this. No. And I know that to be true, but let the baby live. Okay, we ain't have to do that on TV. Anyway, so Kim was back there listening. I'll tell y'all what really happened on Patreon, but I'm going to give y'all a little bit, right? Dr. G got mad and he started screaming at Sweet Tea. Y'all saw some of it, but y'all didn't saw. So why they let my ignorant ass act belligerent and they show it, but they don't show other people's shit? For example, when Contessa and Quad got into it, they didn't show it. When Quad and Sweet Tea got into it at the girls' trip, they didn't show it. But they would show my ignorant ass getting an argument with everybody. I don't know, maybe it's expected of me. I don't know. But Dr. G got real mad. In fact, he stood up and he started screaming at Sweet Tea, talking about stop talking. They only showed a part of it. Now, when he got up and started, he said, you talk too fucking much. You shut the fuck up. I thought he was talking to Sweet Tea because everybody, King was sitting right here. They couldn't see. We thought he was still talking to Sweet Tea. Cecil got up and got in between them because he was like on Sweet Tea. And it was so cringing. I was like, God damn, what the hell? And to me, honestly, Sweet Tea didn't even really say that much. It was Quad. Quad was talking cash shit. She was talking about and things I can't say. She was talking about things that happened in their marriage and the things that he did to her. And I just saw a tape on Instagram or somewhere that was out there that said everything, but it was all said at the reunion. So I don't know why I can't say it. It was all said at the last reunion 6 years ago, 5, 6 years ago when they was on there together. 4, 5, 6 years ago. But anyway, I ain't supposed to talk about it. But he started screaming at Sweet Tea, and then he said, shut the fuck up. So I'm trying to keep the men, like I'm a messy bitch, but I'm trying to keep the men not to get into it. So when they asked me, well, who was he talking to? I said he was talking to Sweet Tea. This bitch ass Toya said, oh no, he wasn't talking to Sweet Tea. He was talking to Quad when he said, shut the fuck up. You talk too fucking much. Did they play shut the I think they just played you talk too fucking much. He said, shut the fuck up. You talk too fucking much. He was a calm guy. He looking like this. We was wondering why he talking to Sweet Tea like this. And then Cecil got in front of them like, from what I can remember, he tried to break it up. Simone said the game was over. All I wanted was Cecil, because Cecil, my guy, Cecil, please tell these people it was not me. This time, it was not me. My questions were easy peasy. It was supposed to be light and funny. You know what I'm saying? And it just got out of hand. But I'm going to tell you on Patreon why Greg was mad before we even got there. And this was supposed to be a pool party. I don't even know how it got to be a relationship with chairs. You know, I put it there, I guess. So, anyway. So everybody broke up and everybody started talking in different groups. Quad still drunk boots. And I do get why Greg don't want Sweet Tea and her to argue, because when Quad get on her shit, she starts, I guess she was traumatized in her marriage because everything he ever did to her, she said it out there. I mean, she was talking, and they cut it all out because it was so much like that. And to me, I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna take it back. If I was Sweet Tea, I would have just ran. I would have just ran and never came back after hearing all of that. Okay, so everybody upset. Then I never saw this until the came on the cameras where Sweet Tea and Greg was going up to the room and she was like, "Why are you so mad? What you mad? I didn't really do nothing. It was too much hand movement for me." And mind you, this is my point here. This is on television. Understand, there's a camera right in front of you, right? So if you're doing all of this with the camera here, what do you do when the cameras are gone? Well, I ain't got none either, so I really can't talk because I be cursing a bitch out and I know the camera there, but I do it anyway, so I can't really talk. But I do feel like it's a double standard with the men. Like, to me, I know y'all gonna say it's wrong, and it is wrong for me to slap the shit out of my man if I get mad. But I feel like if I do this wrong. But if I do, I think the double standard, man can't touch me. Go run outside, go walk away. So Greg did go walk away. I will say that. But the problem with Sweet Tea and I just think that she be oblivious to what's going on. Like, why are you so mad? Everybody in the world know why he was mad. Everybody in the world know why he was mad. But at least he walked away, and I'm gonna give him that. Thank you, Dr. G, for walking away. The cameras were there, but I did catch one time at the elevator. Looked like he was gonna call Quad a hood rat. You know that hood. He said something, and he fixed it because he knew it was in the camera. And he said that hood. That woman or something. He said. But anyway, we gonna praise God. But let me give some grace to Dr. G. Let's give some grace to him.
Spinning.
Else, why do you let this man talk to you like he your daddy and you just take it? To me, it's not. It's making me feel like I don't know. I don't like it. And I don't dislike Sweet Tea. I think she's a sweet girl. I really do. I just think that just like Contessa, these bitches got all this mouth for everything else, but then they ninjas do them wrong and they ain't got nothing for that. That's how I feel. But anyway, moving on, because I don't even want to talk about them though. Anybody else we could talk about? But Quad was drunk boots. Quad did not stop the shit. I want to say Toya started about the baby shower. I want to say it was 3 years, it was a year ago, so I don't remember. But I want to say, but I do know for a fact, Toya said she was the one that said, I feel uncomfortable. It was okay, like Dr. G was trying to hang there. He was sitting there. When she said, Greg, do you feel uncomfortable? That's when the shit popped off. And Sweet Tea said something to the effect, like he didn't want you nowhere. I don't know why she said that, but that really set Quad off, and Quad just started going, and she did not shut up the rest of that freaking night. She just didn't. He did not. Everybody was looking back, and Quad was like, I'm what you want. I'm what you want. I'm where you want to be. She said something like, I'm what you want, what you want to be. And then she said, go on, your man talk to you any kind of way. My man would never talk to me like that. Listen, I'm going to bust it right open. I'm going to have all the kids he ever wanted. I'm having sex with, anybody who was in love before, that was married with Dr. G at least 10 years, I know. 10 years. Because when we started Married to Medicine, they got married. They got married right before they started filming the first season. So I was at the wedding. So that had to have been 10 years. It had to have been 10, 11 years ago. So they were together a little while. You're going to love the person at some point. And sometimes you think you moved on. But if you see them there with their new boo, you're going to feel some kind of way. But my whole thing is the grace is you brought your wife, you got married on the show that she was on. Or maybe you thought Quad wasn't going to be on the show no more. I'm going to try to help you. Maybe you thought she wasn't going to be there no more. And that maybe somebody told you that. I don't know. But if y'all came in a show that y'all knew Quad was at, right? And then even if you didn't know, the next season you knew Quad was coming back, so you knew what it was. But then now you done got married, you got your new wife in front of Quad, it's okay. But when Quad gets a man, y'all can't take it. Did y'all see the man doing the push-ups? And I tell you, I didn't see this with my own eyes, but they said when he was doing the push-ups, 1 Letitia, 2 Letitia, 3, I think we're trying to remember he was married. They say he was looking at King the whole time like, nigga. I'm sorry, I didn't say ninja. I don't know. We gonna pray for everybody, but Quad was out of control. I thought it was funny. I know people gonna be mad at me, but I thought the shit was funny. I really did. When she said throw that in the circle, I knew she was drunk booze. And I said I'm gonna take it back. Well, I'm gonna say that on Patreon. I'm gonna save all this for Patreon. But they went around, Sweet Tea looking for her man. I think the best thing that happened on this episode was at the end with Dr. Damon, because Dr. Damon really don't say too much. But when he said there's no way, I have to have some grace for Sweet Tea. Now, you know what I mean? This is a lot, and y'all missed a whole lot. So then after she got to endure that in front of everyone, and being on TV because y'all don't know what they're going to play or what they're not, they cut a lot out. And now she outside the thing. She outside the door trying to look for her damn man. Make sure he's okay. She's still really concerned if he's okay. She ain't concerned that she looked like how she looked or how, you know what I mean? She really loves this man, or she loves the lifestyle of everything she's never had before. So my whole thing is give Sweet Tea some grace this season because it ain't over. Keep watching.
Okay, so that was that part. Now we're gonna look at this. Watch, and then I'll go. I think it was here. Yeah, thanks for coming through today. Make sure you're smashing buttons, ringing bells. You know what to do. Where's that? Let's make it go over here. Okay. So that was that part. That was us finding out that why Quad was going off like that, because everybody's like she was doing too much. I had said in my last review, I thought that she was triggered. I literally thought she was triggered, and the triggering event allowed her to kind of just have a vent, right? And she had it to the person that she needed to have it to, with the person who she's safe with right now. Look at King's position. That's how the king is even on the fucking chessboard, you guys. Ready. He on ready for his queen. Okay? Okay? On ready. Okay? Anyway. Now let me see this part. So then Dr. Heavenly's popped over to Sherelle's world yesterday. And that's where she spilled the tea from Patreon. So let me see, can I find it? Real quick.
You know what I'm saying? Damon was like, stay out of it, because if he speaks to you, he told Quad to shut the fuck up. She talked too fucking much. I know they dumbed it down, but that's what he said. But we thought he was talking to Sweet Tea because he was screaming at her. So I was telling him, no, he wasn't talking to Quad. He wasn't talking about. Toya said, no, he was talking to Quad. So, in the sandbar, I don't know what happened. I already seen all of it, and I was there. But the sandbar, he admitted I was talking to Quad. And so that's how him and King got into it. Like, you know, man, a lot happened. Go on and apologize. He's like, I'm not apologizing for shit. And he started talking shit to King.
And I think one of the other things, actually, of this, of why Dr. G might... Yeah.
So, I thought she was going to leave Eugene that night.
If he would have looked that way...
Uh-oh.
She contest again, and Brick. What is it between you and Phaedra that is not?
I like Phaedra too. I would tell you she's a beautiful woman. She brought eyes to our show. I like Phaedra. All I'm saying is don't lie on me, because I told you. You know what I'm saying? The man was coming. You were in cahoots with it. And then you try to blame everything on me. Like, I didn't know she told me, but she told me he was only going to stay. All these lies, she just started lying, talking about Heavenly said that I told her it was weird and he shouldn't come. She didn't say any of that shit. She said, I already know he coming, Heavenly. I already know. You know what I'm saying? And then she called me the devil's daughter and tried to put it on me. And then she refused to film with me because I had all the facts. I was like, Phaedra, I will tell you exactly what the fuck happened. She was like, oh, no, I don't want to film with him. No. Because I would have told her. Girl, you already knew. I told you everything I knew.
She refused to film with you?
Yes, because I had all the facts. She would only film with Jackie. And Jackie, she was like, it's your fault, Jackie. Jackie, I'm blaming you. I was like, damn, how Jackie get in it? She said, because you didn't stand up. Well, I'm giving the whole damn thing. Let me hear Sherelle.
So we hear that Phaedra leaves the show early. Is that
she was going to Housewives? Yeah, so she had a plan to already leave. She was leaving anyway.
All right, woo, Dr. Heavenly.
The out was so weird.
I have to ask my husband. He, or I don't even think they were married at that time. I have to ask Dr. G or whatever. And slow and behold, they started courting them, but everybody was courting Sweet Teas. I'm trying not to talk about it, but yes.
Yeah, so we made a pact because we did Sweet Tea so bad last season that we weren't going to talk about it.
Did we? Or did she do herself bad?
Yeah. Let me see. So that was pretty much the things that I was saying she was going to confirm. That Phaedra wasn't going to film with her, and that Dr. G was already mad, and why Quad did what Quad did. So that's my shirts off edition. Appolo Nida versus Phaedra, and Dr. G versus King, Team Snakes versus Team Monkey Wrenches, because their plans didn't go through. And then I had said, what else did I say in this title? Oh, Miss Quad or Toya, as far as who started the shits. It was definitely freaking Toya, you guys. And Toya be skating smooth by. You guys didn't notice? Toya skates by. Nobody says nothing about Toya's involvement. She just gets to stir all the crapola and get away with it. But that's okay, because we love Toya. We do. We definitely love Toya. And I feel like she's really working hard this season, as well as Quad and Dr. Heavenly. And Phaedra, I wish Phaedra wasn't leaving this show, Fakey McFakerson, and how she left the other show a liar. And I don't know, it's a lot. I love Phaedra. Well, I want to love Phaedra. I don't really get down with liars, but I feel like liars are liability. That's why liability starts with the word lie. That's how it all shit starts, you guys. Anyway, who do you one on Shirts Off edition? I think the Shirts Off one, definitely. Smash the buttons, ring the bell. Remember, there's enough to go around, so go get some. Okay? Let me see a couple of these comments before I bounce out. Zelene Wright, I would never stay with someone like Dr. G. An insecure man is dangerous, very. They were pretty mean to T the first season. Toya made me mad with her messy arse. Toya wants some king, right? And some of that football player and some of Appolo, I'm sure, when he arrived with his shirt off. Heavenly was catching the same thing from the scene that we did. Like, if there's cameras, that's exactly what I said in our last review, right? Allie from Miami. I don't know if you caught the replay gang on that, but I had said that too. I was like, dude, this is with cameras and 18 men. Imagine how he treats her when there's nobody around. Okay? Yeah, King looks concerned for someone he loved, his eyes wide open to what she endured. It probably made him love her even more that she's so beautiful and kind and loving and charismatic and adventurous and fun that she could even still be that type of a beautiful butterfly to have endured such a fucking snake ass monster like Dr. G. Toya was right when she said Quad could be to blame. Quad could blame it on the alcohol. Yep. Dr. G can only blame it on his lack of self-control. And he helps people with, isn't lack of self-control like something you would go see a psychologist or psychiatrist about? Like, I don't know. I'm not one. Would not be surprised if Appolo is community peen, right? I think that's also being confirmed, right? I think it may have been. Dr. G is mad at him for being with his ex-wife. Dr. Heavenly just told it all. Yes, and I'm loving it. And there's even more. There's even more. I'm going to respect her wishes and let her Patreon be her Patreon for now because I guess she's been getting in trouble. And I don't want to help her get in trouble. I know some people might hear it from her and go ahead and tell you guys, but if she asks me not to, I'm not doing it. And that's just how I am. So, yeah. So you guys, thanks for coming through and playing. I think Team Shirts Off won. I think Dr. G is a Mitch. And presently, so just before we wrap it up, Sweet and Sour knows her current husband called the police and pressed charges on his ex-wife's boyfriend because she was getting yelled at by her husband. And Dr. G's new wife, Sweet and Sour, has spent, this was 11 episodes so far. She has her YouTube channel now, right? She spent 11 episodes pretty much coming to the YouTube streets, talking a gang of shit about how Quad is jealous of her, how Quad wants her life, how Quad hasn't moved on, how Quad wants what she has. And she's known that her husband called the police, cussed her out, all kind of stuff. That's some Mitch shit too. The Mitch and a bitch together. That's foul. So is she already Stockholm syndrome? I can't believe she's getting dicked down like that to tolerate this shit. She's a young, beautiful girl. Imagine the fucking mind game she must be under to tolerate that shit, you guys. She's sitting in the YouTube streets jockeying for a man who we just saw treat her like that. And it's going to get worse. There's still 5 more episodes of it getting worse before it gets better. Okay? But currently, in 2025, Sweet Tea has taken to interviews to allege that Quad wants her life, her man, her something, knowing that her husband, who she married on Married to Medicine, Dr. G and his snake in his head, has called the police and pressed charges on Quad's new man. But Quad is jealous? Calling the police on your ex-wife's new beau because she gets defended now is the epitome of Mitch-ass jealousy. But Stockholm girl is running around here doing interview after interview after interview after interview with anybody that'll listen. I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to show you guys this shit. Right now, before we go, we got a couple minutes. I'm getting out of here in 6 minutes. Doggy Fresh, you're on. Oh, look at this. Ooh, that's a nice one. Let me send this to me. But Where was it? Sweet Tea. Freaking Mitch ass move. They were doing an interview with Sweet Tea. Where did that shit go? I mean, because it's BS. Where did it go? Now, I can't look her up particularly, but she blocked me just because I have thoughts. Let's see. Oh yeah, here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
You let Toya get in your head whenever. Wait, let's go. She ran up on you like. In my lifetime, I will own full.
Okay, where'd it go? Diddle-do-do-do. Sorry, I didn't have this part queued. I didn't know that it would be relevant to the story. To the story.
Gotta clarify that for us. Yeah, she had got in my face, like, and then she just turned to me and said, like, well, you let Toya get in her head when you uninvited me to the bachelorette party, and I was like, why did you want to be there? But she she was chest bumping me. And so even Toya, they didn't sell it, but Toya's like, oh, y'all was chest bumping each other. No, don't make it y'all was chest bumping each other. No, you came to me with that type of energy, but also, why do you have that type of energy towards me jumping in my face like that? It's a jealousy thing or something. It's something that I have that you don't. I have something that you want that you no longer have. I don't know, because what's the real reason why you jumping at my face? Because then you guys just did not want.
Okay, so that interview was this year. That interview was in 2025. Well, she's sitting in front of a Christmas tree. But she just got interviewed here recently on another something and was again portraying that that Quad is jealous of her. And I'm like, she's saying this after she got poked with the 2 times board, yelled at and cussed out in front of all the other couples, and then blamed for being yelled at and cussed out in front of all the other couples. And then emotionally manipulated, gaslit, stormed out on and abandoned. And then she was calling his phone and he let her go to voicemail, but she's out here lying, talking about Quad wants what she has. You guys, somebody needs to call 911 and get her free. This is a horrible. The more I think about it, the more I say the shit out loud, the more I'm actually a little scared for her, because she's literally out here pretending that somebody wants what she has, knowing that we're seeing this shit on how she gets treated. Who wants that shit? She's Delulu. That's crazy. Poor thing. Somebody needs to call her mother after seeing this episode. She can pretend like Greg is all that in a bag of the knees and the B's and the D's chips or whatever, but he is not. And I hope that her mother, father, somebody in her family, an elder, sees how she was just treated on national television and then listens to how she's jockeying for this man and claiming that somebody wants that she has, and basically disparaging Quad's character by saying that she's jealous and envious and not happy and hasn't moved on. Like, that's all bullshit, bitch. That's bullshit. I call bullshit. Oh, I can't wait till, I hope they have a baby tomorrow. I hope they have a baby right now tomorrow. It looks like they're working on it. Everybody go to Quad's Instagram real quick. Here, let's go together. I got 2 minutes. Let's share the screen one more time, because I think they might be making a baby. I think they might be making a baby. Come on. Come through. Absolutely Quad. I think they over here trying to make a baby. She not stressed. She not stressed. Here it is. She just posted this an hour ago. I bet Dr. G is looking at this right now, mad, wondering how can he press charges again. I bet he wants to press charges again right this second. I think Dr. G wants to press charge again right this second. He's calling the police right now. Okay? He's calling the police right now. Okay? He's calling the police right now. Okay? Okay? Ooh, he calling the police, y'all. He calling the police. He getting a restraining order. Oh my God, I almost choked. Ooh-wee, you know he calling the police, y'all. Dr. G is calling the police for another restraining order right this second, y'all. Y'all. You know Toya might be looking at this right now too. She said, just because life is worth celebrating. Okay. I'm going to have to give her a heart on there. You guys, Dr. G is calling the police right now. He's getting a restraining order for Adonis belts and 18 packs and 15 times wood. Okay? Anyway, you guys, be great. Remember, there's enough to go around. So go get some. I'll see you in the next video. Smash the buttons, ring the bell.